I could have been there for 2 days for all I knew. I know I wasn't, but let's see. After a recovery room, they took me to my room, and I went. They got me to my room, and they asked me if I wanted them to move me to my bed or if I wanted to try. And me, I wanted to try. I want to get moving a little bit because I know that's going to help with the moving of the gas. So I did. I did it by myself. They were really astonished that I did it, I guess. They were just like, oh my gosh, you did it all alone. Next thing I know, I got a blood pressure cup on here and one on here, and they're both not fitting well, and they're going to get more, and it seemed like they kept coming in my room. But I was just like so out of it, I didn't even realize what they were doing half the time. That night, it was somewhat of a blur. I know my daughter called. Both my daughters called. And I'm pretty sure Rosemary called. I'm almost positive Rosemary called that day. But I don't remember a whole lot. Later on that night is when the pain really started kicking in. Probably about 12 o'clock. It was more on my right side than anything. And then they started giving me Dilaudid. Never had it before, but it worked for me. I know some people have a hard time with it. I didn't. It didn't affect me very much, except make me tired, of course. But they were giving me the shots for a while. And the next morning I woke up and I had to do the leak test. That was very interesting. Didn't realize what the leak test really consisted of. I know probably every hospital is different. When I got down there, I seen this table that moves. And I'm like, okay, am I going to go on that table or am I going to stand? What am I going to do? And she says, well, we're going to stand the table up. You're going to lay against it and we're going to lay you flat. Okay, whatever. So, and she also told me that they were going to give me the stuffed drink. She says it tastes nasty. I'm like, okay. So, she took a couple of x-rays first. And then the x-ray tech came back. And that's when they started the test, and they gave me the stuffed drink, and they said drink it as fast as you can. Which I did. It was I think it was like 2 ounces, but I'm not sure. Oh, that was some nasty stuff. I don't know which was worse, the Movit prep or that stuff. They both were nasty. So we get done with that, and like I say, sorry, it's a little tender in the tummy. The table moved, so that kind of was a little freaky as it was. And when they brought me back up, I kind of freaked out on them because she had to bring me up, lift it up, and bring it back down. And when you're in the position that I was in, I was just like, I felt like I was going to fall. And she's like, you're not going to fall, just relax. I'm like, relax, yeah, okay. So I relaxed enough for her to get it done. I got off of there. They took me to another area to wait for somebody to take me to my room, and all of a sudden, I'm sitting there talking to the lady that had surgery just before me. And all of a sudden, it hits me. I felt sick to my stomach. And we both called the nurse. Because I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. And she's pulling her thing, and I'm pulling my thing, and the nurse comes. She's like, what's wrong? She's like, this girl lady's going to throw up. And they brought me a basin. Now, granted, nothing came up. It was just the dry heaves. I know too much TMI, but it was just dry heaves. There's nothing there. I got done with that. It lasted for, I'd say, about 5 minutes. And, I mean, I felt really yucky afterwards. So they hurried up and got another person to get me up to my room so I can lay back down. So I got back up to my room, took a couple of bites of some ice chips, just to kind of ease the stomach a little bit. And got done with that and totally lost train of my thought. Oh, the doctor came in and said my leak test was fine, so I got my first tray. Now, I'd already gotten sick. I didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to do it again. So I was very gingerly drinking the broth. Very gingerly eating the Jell-O. Oh my gosh. It seems like every time I take a drink anymore, I gotta... Okay, sorry, excuse me. But very gingerly eating the Jell-O and the popsicle for a little bit. Which, they went down okay. But it was so weird because there was no hunger at all. The only thing, I didn't know if I was full, so I didn't eat very much. So I did keep drinking the fluids and stuff like that. I had them bring me in juice and ice water and stuff like that, and I ate a lot of ice chips. But otherwise, you know, there's still really no hunger. It's like really the weirdest feeling. It's 5 days now and I forgot what it felt like to be hungry. But give me some Gas-X soon. I gradually built up on the Jell-O and the broth and stuff. I keep sipping. As you can see, I sip all the time. All the time. I got 2 things here. This is grape juice, and this is Sobe water. Next is going to be regular water. And then I'll probably do some Crystal Light. The hospital stay itself wasn't too bad. They kept me on the Dilaudid. They kept me on the Dilaudid for a while, on the shots, and then they said, you know, to go on the pills. And there's the pills. They are, I don't know if you can see them in there. They're smaller than a birth control. I was just like, and that's supposed to do what to me? My oxys are bigger than the Dilaudid. And the Dilaudid is stronger. Go figure, the smaller the stronger. But I take them as needed still. I took one. Did I take one today? Yeah, I did. Oh, excuse me. I took one today when I took a nap. And the only reason I do that because it helps me get in and out of bed easier without too much complaint. Plus with my COPD, if I get a coughing fit, it tends to hurt a little bit, so it helps. I found that unfortunate thing out last night. I had a coughing fit from hell last night.